So yeah, from the last time we finished off the gearbox tunnel except for the front. So that's the gearbox tunnel, which is all welded in, and heap of seam sealer on there to clean it all up. So that's going good. We got the gearbox and the engine in. Yeah, so me and the worker, we got the engine and gearbox in. You can see work bolted the engine up. So I've done a fair bit. You can see with the firewall there. Probably should have painted that before we put the engine in. Screw it, we can paint that while the engine's in there. Yeah, that's all good. Why did you remember that? Oh, so yeah, so the engine gearbox is in. We got the list here, list of stuff we're going to do tonight. We've done a fair bit. Oh yeah, I don't know if you can see down in here, the brake and fuel lines are back in. So I just got a bit more tucking to do for that and make sure that's a bit cleaner. So I might just push that in there. So that's all running to the back. So all we have to do is maybe put one more in there, just make sure that's all good. I can't see who the third one is, but yeah, so basically we fixed all the tunnel up. If you watch the previous ones, you'll see where the gearbox tunnel was totally raped out, and it's all it's all welded in now and seam sealed. So I just got to spray some coverage paint on there, and then now the gearbox is in, we'll put that top back on, and that's all made already. Yeah, those two just went whatever. Yeah, so we got the backs just sitting in there. Got a bolt him on. Got the tail shaft down here on the ground. That'll probably go in tonight. I just got to make up a mount because I've where the gearbox mount used to come on the floor down here, actually came through, and the original hole is behind that plate. And because that plate's only quite thin, I'll get in there, I'll show you. You can see down in there where that bolt head is, it's not real thick metal. So what we've basically done is I've got a plate right here that goes through the floor. That'll have a plate up underneath which will reinforce the mount from where they've cut it out and raped it. So that'll stiffen up the gearbox mount. But as you can see, like I said, we finished the tunnel. That's heaps better than it was. There was no tunnel there at all. It got totally raped out. Yeah, so should be all good. Like I said, we'll finish off those couple of things tonight. And yeah, then it's all the easy fun stuff like the wiring and that. And yeah, it should be sweet. So we're on track tonight. I'm not drinking because it's not productive. Could really do it a beer. But yeah, so we got a list today. Like I said, I got the gearbox mount. I'm doing that now. We found the bell housing bolts, most of them. We'll put the rest of them in. We've done these lines, so you can cross that off. But I've probably got black shit in my mouth now. The fuel lines in. They're done. Tasha. And we found the radiator, but for some reason, the radiator is not mounting in the way it should do. The holes are too far apart, or they're too narrow, which I don't know why. So I'm going to have to have a look at the photos of the engine and that before we pulled it out and find out what I did. I got a sneaking suspicion there might have been a plate, a flat bar that ran across. But yeah, I'm not sure. We'll have a look at that later. Hey guys, it's been a while since we've done a video. We've been pretty busy, so we've done a lot since the last video. As you can see, we've got the engine into the autocross car. Now this is the old engine that came out of the blue one, so it's the 5K engine that came in the I think it's the 85 high ace town ace. So it's all bolted in. Got new filter. I'm gonna put new plugs in it. The exhaust and everything is hooked up. I'll double check all that, make sure it doesn't leak once we get it running. It does start. I have set up just a basic wiring, just to hard start it off like a jump start, but that will be set up inside the engine bay. So you've seen what we've done. We've finished off the tunnel in the inside. You can see there we've finished that. I've just got to seal up a bit more on the centerpiece that I just tacked in. The clutch pedal, all the controls are in. We're just waiting on some gauges that we're going to mount. So I've mounted up that shifter. I've mounted up we've got the quick release steering wheel, which is Richard, which we've put on. I've just mounted the seat bracket, so I've got a better seat bracket in it now. So it's got the seat mounted up. The hydraulic handbrake's all hooked up now, and the fuel tank's hooked up. Everything's basically hooked up now, so we're just waiting, like I said, a few gauges that I'm going to put in the dash just for oil and water temp. I've got to fit in another seat in here so we could take a few people for a rip on the test and tune day. I've got to finish screwing in and sealing off the rear panel, tidy up the wiring, go through and look for holes in the floor and that, just to make sure the cab's reasonably airtight, because dust will just come in everywhere. The radiator's in. It's the aluminium radiator. I've got to wire up the thermo fan for that yet. The alternator, which aren't too bad, they're pretty easy to do. Let me think, what else we've done. We've got the fenders off the blue car, which I wanted on there because the ones off the white car, this one, are flared. So it just makes it a bit easier on the the blue one. And I managed to panel beat the blue bonnet straight enough to go on this car. If you remember, or if I put it in there or not, it got beaten up by the beast on Christmas night. Beast decided it wanted to eat the bonnet. We've drained out the fuel out of the tank. It was nasty, stale fuel. So we've got that in a drum, and we're going to burn that probably later at some stage. But like I said, that's all we're doing today. We've done a bit over the last 2 days. She's nearly ready to go down on the ground. I'll probably just start her up, get the engine running better because of these new plugs, and didn't like to idle before, so I'll sort that out while it's up on the stands, and then I can get underneath and just make sure everything's good. We've got new oil in the gearbox. It's got the Hilux LSD in the back now, so that should lock up pretty good. It's got new oil in the engine. Like I said, new oil filter. I've got a fuel filter I've got to plumb in. And then work out the carby, why it's not wanting to idle properly, but could all be with the plugs and that. So we'll chuck some new plugs in and basically give it a birthday, and then yeah, we'll be able to give it a bit of a rip and see how she goes. So I'm going now. I'm going inside to have a shower. I'm over it. See ya.